Hey cutie foodies, it's the one and only Sweet Pea here, and today we have a Checkers mukbang for you once again. So we have our Roadhouse, what the hell is this? Roadhouse, I don't know, it's Roadhouse some shit. Fries, and I have a little bit of queso here from home, and some fruit punch. Roadhouse steak or something, pot roast sandwich. Roadhouse pot roast sandwich. It's bacon, but y'all know I don't eat pork, so I got the bacon on the side and gave it to Kobe. So this is what our sandwich looks like a Texas toast type of deal, and the picture always looks better than what you're given. So we have some fried onions on there, and then supposedly pot roast and whatever this damn sauce is. But we gonna taste it. Mmm. That's good. That's real good. Hold on, I need some hot sauce back. So, you know, it wouldn't be me. I'm gonna put this down here, and I'm gonna move this bag in this French fry container. You know, it wouldn't be me without my Frank's Red Hot. This bottle is done, but I definitely have another big ass bottle in the pantry. First, and might be the only meal of the day. But it is damn delicious. I'm trying not to eat too much fast food. That's why most of the mukbangs that I do are like cookbangs and then mukbangs, because it's food that I made. But I've been out this house since about 7:45, and it is 1 o'clock. This is the first time I'm eating, and that's the problem with us Americans not prepping for the day. Not blame that on myself, not fast food restaurants. It's just easier when you're out and about. But as you can see from the title, let's talk about your relationship and if you sleep separately or live a separate life from your spouse. I think there's a little burger in here too, on top of the and the pot roast is on top. But anyway, how many of you, and leave it in the comments and let me know, are married and you're in a monogamous committed relationship, meaning that you live with your significant other, or you're single? Because I want everybody's opinion on this. So all these celebrities and some people that I even know are married or in these long-term committed relationships, but they're basically, in my opinion, this is only my opinion, I'm not a relationship expert or anything like that. Obviously I'm single, but either they're married, oh, it was cold, and cheese. either they're married but sleeping in separate beds, separate living spaces, like separate bedrooms, or they don't live together at all. But these are married people. Keep that in mind. To me, from my understanding, for what I want for myself, and not to say that no situation like that can work for anybody, but if that's you, let me know in the comments. I just feel as though it's quite strange, because me being a single person, obviously I wake up alone, I sleep alone, I go to bed alone, I do all these things alone. So I would think that, and no matter what type of relationship that you're in, I don't care what your status is, like regarding if you're married to a woman or a man, if you're polyamorous or any of that, I don't give a shit about none of that. I specifically just want to know, in your relationship, is this something that you do, that you're comfortable with, that you've been considering, or is like hell no, and you're like me and you think it's quite strange? Because I think that once you get married or once you're in a very long-term committed relationship and it's on the brink of marriage, or you don't want to get married but you want to be together, and that it's about that companionship. You're doing things together and you're living together, you're sleeping in the same bed. I love to cuddle, so I couldn't imagine myself sleeping separately from my spouse, let alone living separately from my spouse. Like, I think that's really strange. I had a burp, sorry. Like, I think it's quite strange. And those of you that do this, how does it work for you than the traditional norm of what society tells us is a relationship or a normal marriage? Because I know, should the day come when I get married, I want that companionship. And don't get me wrong, I know there are going to be times where you need a break, because you need breaks from families, you need breaks from your children, you need breaks from work. That's why it's PTO and vacations and shit like that. So, of course, there are going to be times when you're married that you want to do a girls' night out or a guys' night out, or you're taking a girls' trip or a guys' trip, or just a friends' trip, or you go on trips with your families separately. Sometimes people do that too. I see nothing wrong with that. But I do, if I were in a relationship and my significant other, oh, this is the pot roast. That looks good. Smells good too. They cook this real good. But I would have a problem if my significant other was like, oh, like, what are you going to decorate your bedroom as? Or, what should we get for your room? Or what kind of house are you going to get? Like, it's just strange. I know it works for some people. As like I said, I know a few people like that, but it's just, in my eyes, if that's the case, I don't see the point of being in a relationship. Because in my eyes, technically, even though you have that piece of paper or you have that person saying, oh, this person is my significant other, technically you're not really in a relationship. It's just like you're just dating. Because you're not living together, not sleeping together. Like, I mean, I know they say distance makes the heart grow fonder, but what is the point of being super distant when you're in a committed monogamous relationship or a committed polyamorous relationship? Because there are people where it's like, maybe I think 3 or 4 people or maybe even more in a relationship together, like a menage a trois or anything like that, and it's just them. So in that aspect, monogamous, because they're not seeing anybody else within that relationship. It's just that relationship. But what is the point? Because where is the companionship in that? I don't want to be alone if I'm married to you. And if you want to sleep alone that bad, get a fucking cow king. You got your side, I got my side. Or sleep on the couch some nights, but a whole separate bedroom? A whole separate house? Like, if you have kids, how does that work? So you move in together if you have kids, but y'all sleep in separate bedrooms, or you still live apart, and then the kids divvy up their time with whatever parent they want to spend with, or you guys like swap houses and shit. Like, I'm so confused, and I'm really not trying to be biased or anything like that. I really, really, if this is anybody's life, I really want you to help me to understand, because I feel it's strange. And it's only strange because to me it's not normal in my eyes. But then again, what is normal? You know? Everybody has their own way of living their lives. And I'm really, truly, honestly curious. I've never heard no crap like this. I mean, I know people are in long distance relationships, and that's one thing. Now, obviously, you have to sleep apart and live apart. Oh, it's crusty. Sleep apart and live apart if you're in a long distance relationship. There's no way to get around that if you're in 2 separate states. And in that aspect, I get it. Maybe your job is just bomb.com, benefits are great, 401k, stock option, all that goodness. And you're like, I love you, baby. Let's get married, but I'm not leaving my job. Then you do that. But if you're people that want to be married, live in the same state and stuff like that, like, why wouldn't you want to be with your spouse? I've never been in a relationship where, I didn't want to be next to or around my significant other. Like, to me, that's the whole point of being in a relationship. I love that companionship. I don't know. Like, this bread is thick. I ate most of it though. But y'all let me know what works for y'all in y'all relationship in the comments, because I'm really curious. Especially if it's anybody that watches me and this is the life that you live. And I'm not talking about people that, your spouse works in the day, you work at night, so you're like barely crossing paths. That's something different. I don't know. I love affection and attention, being wanted, being held. So I just don't get it. And going back to what I said about the whole dating aspect, yeah, you should date your spouse. Keep shit spicy. So y'all want to stay together. But quite honestly, I'm just too horny of a person to not sleep in the same bed with my spouse. And that's really what it just boils down to. There you have it. Hashtag Foodie Crew in the comments, y'all, if you feel me. Sorry, Mom. She watches my videos, y'all. I'm gonna get a beating for this one. But I finally cleaned my plate. That sandwich was bomb. If y'all got a Checkers or Rallies in y'all area, and get the the Roadhouse pot roast sandwich. So until next time,